Hello, everyone. This is Rose. Today's topic from the Book of Life is silence is a virtue when it comes to telling your truth. What about others? Why do you have diarrhea of the mouth when it comes to telling other people truth? Let's take a look at this short story from the Book of Life. Dr. No is a well-known oral surgeon. He graduated top of his class over 30 years ago from a well-known university. He is the CEO of a dental network he founded 20 years ago. Dr. No has been married 25 years. Him and his wife have 3 kids together. Dr. No uses many media platforms to advertise his practice. He advertises on television, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. So he is well familiar with social media. After Dr. No and his wife, his family, became a reality TV star 5 years ago, he has used his social media platform to speak on other people's lives. With all that is on Dr. No's plate, overseeing a dental network and being part of a reality TV show, how does he have time to blog about other people's personal lives? It appears he is trying to keep the attention off of self by deflecting the assumption people makes about him being a loudmouth, nosy person who is partaking in an alcoholic drink in every media appearance he makes, as well as on reality TV. In every TV scene, Dr. No is sipping from a tall coffee cup. If that's coffee, that's a whole lot of coffee. Whatever he is drinking in that cup keeps him bubbly and in high spirit. Although people complain about him being a busybody who is in everyone's personal affairs, they all admit he is a darn good oral surgeon. People praise his work as one of the best in his home state. But that doesn't take away from Dr. No being a messy person. Dr. No do not want anyone, and I mean anyone, to talk about his wife and kids in a negative way or a personal way. He calls his wife Mama. Dr. No has a good-looking family. His youngest child, who is his twin in looks, is 15 years old. One would have thought his youngest child, who is his only son and is his identical twin, would have been named after Dr. No, his father. Dr. No's oldest 2 children, they have acquired their mother's beautiful looks. They are very beautiful, quiet, and as the reality story goes, they are top of their class in college. So they are smart, educated. Throughout the 5 years Dr. No has been on reality TV, his oldest 2 children have only made a few appearances. His son has practically grew up on TV as one of the reality stars. Dr. No has been verbal, has had many verbal altercations with all the cast members since the start of his appearance on reality TV. Most viewers blame it on the liquid he is drinking in his coffee cup. Whether it be coffee or whether it be as the viewers say it is, they think it's an alcoholic drink. Nonetheless, it keeps him on fire, ready for his mouth to cut somebody up and down. His coffee cup has become as well known as Dr. No. After all, it has been in 95% of the televised scenes. In addition to being an outstanding oral surgeon, Dr. No is outstanding in expressing verbal insults towards people who has pushed his anger control button. Pushing his anger control button slightly into the red will cause Dr. No to not have any control. It will cause him to shout a warning phrase called "Your Daddy." The phrase "Your Daddy" is a well-known saying in urban communities when someone is trying to ignite the anger of a person or warn the person to back off. Your daddy in most communities are fighting words because it's an implication that you are talking about that person daddy in a negative way. Now, one must defend the honor of their father, whom they dearly love and respect. Further pushing Dr. No anger control button deep into the heart of the red, which means it has no more control, will cause Dr. No to curse a person out from head to toe, adding insults about the cursed out person's spouse, house, look, life, and profession. Nothing is off limits when that button is pushed all the way into the red. The control is gone. Once Dr. No anger control button has been moved back into the black, where it's now at a control status, he immediately rectified the situation by saying to the person he insulted, "Get over it. The truth hurts sometimes." Never does he apologize, because that would be admitting fault on his part. Approximately 3 years ago, Dr. No and a former cast member whose tongue is equally as sharp as Dr. No had a heated argument. The roof was blown off the building as these two angrily shouted insults after insults at each other. The viewers were on the edge of their seats when Dr. No shouted, "Your daddy." The former cast member, well aware of the phrase, was not having it. The former cast member had to defend the honor of their father, whom often appeared on the reality TV show. So this cast member took it personal because this cast member know that their father was often on the show. So when you holler "my daddy," oh, I'm coming for you because you're talking about my daddy because you know my daddy. The only reason security did not have to intervene is because the two social distanced their insults to each other. At one point, security was about to seriously earn their pay when the former cast member had walked out the door and re-entered. This cast member walked out the door, re-entered the building, walking sideways towards Dr. No. It was about to go down. The former castmate looked at security, then decided it was not worth it. All although Dr. No had been in arguments with each cast member, they all seemed to really get along with Dr. No the majority of the time, as long as they know not to cross the line when it comes to his wife and his family. They all avoid mentioning Dr. No's wife's name in any capacity, good or bad. Dr. No is very protected as well as jealous about his wife. No one is to address her as Mama, the nickname he has given to her, or call her by her first name, because his wife is also a doctor. He only allows people to call her Mrs. Dr. No without him becoming angry. Dr. No doesn't allow any man to talk to his wife at a social gathering longer than 1 minute. You may greet her, but that's about it. He doesn't allow his wife to look at any other man longer than a few seconds. Okay, I understand your eyes slip, but get them back straight. Dr. No treats his wife in the same manner as his collection of precious gemstones. He locks all his jewelry and gemstones in his floor-to-ceiling vault. During social gatherings at his home, he brings them out for show and tell. He loves how the people ooh and ah at his collections of precious stones and jewelry and his gemstones. He loves that. The people have permission to look, but do not touch. The men have permission to look, but don't stare too long. Last season, Dr. No showed a softer side when he supported a cast member who was having marital problems. For the entire season, he patiently listens to the cast member, encouraged the cast member, reassured the cast member what they did was nothing that was wrong, that they didn't do anything wrong to cause their spouse to publicly disrespect them on reality TV. Well, you know how it is. You're on reality TV, you have an argument with your spouse, it could be something minor. You arguing about what you gonna have for dinner. I told you seafood and you go get steak. But because it's on reality TV, it's gonna be blown up bigger than what it is. So people gonna start speculating that you guys are having marital problems. This is common. As soon as last season filming of the show ended, Dr. No used social media such as Instagram and Twitter to communicate with fans of the show. The fans had many questions about the castmate personal lives outside of filming. Dr. No was happy to answer every question, especially all the intricate details about his cast members' personal, private life regarding their spouses. The cast member that he was consulting during the season of filming and was helping them through when they was complaining about their spouse this castmate couldn't believe Dr. No boldly spoke about their personal life on social media. The castmate feels whatever was not shown during filming is private information that shouldn't be shared publicly outside of their reality TV circle. In the actions of Dr. No, if the fans want to know and ask, I am all here for it. As long as they are asking about other cast members' personal life instead of mine. Dr. No didn't care. He was there, ready, willing. He's making money. He on social media making money off of his castmates' personal private life that isn't shown on the reality TV show. Because Dr. No's social media conversations with fans has grown so large, he decided to start a podcast. See, going live on Instagram and Facebook wasn't enough for him. He had to now have a podcast to discuss his castmates' personal lives. Dr. No decided to use his podcast to speak on all the reality TV shows that are of interest to him. So he decided to make this thing bigger. Why just stick to the show I'm on? Let me look at other shows and get to know them. Speak on them as well. Cast members from the other reality TV shows are using social media to express their disappointment in Dr. No making assumptions about their lives. These cast members are rallying together to protest Dr. No speaking on their lives when he doesn't know anything about them. They feel his venom is more powerful than the normal reality TV blogger because of his title, him a doctor, and his position in reality TV. So they figure what he's saying has to be truthful. This is what's hurting these other cast members, because people are really taking to heart what Dr. No is saying. Dr. No has went to the extreme of using his platform to contact other reality TV castmates directly to get the dirt on one of their castmates' members. So he's going to certain cast members on other reality TV shows to get the dirt on who they been arguing with or fighting with, because he know if you're mad at that person, you're going to talk. So he's been going and doing this and bringing it back to his podcast. Dr. No is often told by reality stars to stick to his profession of dentistry. They often ask him, why must you defame someone's character by speaking on people's personal life? It was exposed that Dr. No cut his hours in his professional business so that he would have time for his podcast. Instead of working 8 to 10 hours a day, he now only works 4 hours. And he doesn't want to go a minute over. Dr. No do not go a minute over 4 hours per day at his private practice. Any patient sitting in his chair at the 4th hour has to get up and reschedule in order to get their dental work completed. Now that this new season, so they are starting a new season, and now that the new season of Dr. No's reality TV filming has started, the cast members wants to have an intervention with him. They do not want to start this new season the way they ended last season. And they know that Dr. No has been very active with his podcast discussing everybody's personal business. So they started from Jump Street, the first show filming. They got together, rallied together to plan this intervention. They have planned to make a film of all his social media postings he did about their personal, private life and play it for him as they express their hurt and disappointment in him. If this intervention does not work, the cast members has decided that they are going to ghost him out. ghost him out of the group. No one is going to want to film with him. No one is going to want to socialize with him. No one is going to want to talk to him. They know he could be fun when he is not talking about their personal business. They like him as a person, but he just have diarrhea of the mouth. He's hurting them, and he cannot see it. He cannot see that he cannot take what it is he's giving out. So here we are at the new season of the show. What more can we do but just stay tuned and we will see. Click the thumbs up and subscribe button. Be blessed. Be safe. Peace, everyone. Remember to click that thumbs up.